Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another plan with me to share with you for the week of April 10th through April 16th of 2023. For this week, I pulled in the mystery kit from December 2020 from Scribble Prints Co. and a bunch of gold foil. So I am just going to go ahead and jump right into all of my typical setup things, date dots, date covers, and last video I asked you guys for some questions for Q&A, so here will be the answer part of that. I did receive a couple of questions on my last video, and I have a feeling actually the first question that I got might take up this entire setup portion of this video. But if you are curious about any of the stickers that I use that I don't mention because I'm going through the answer portion of this video, feel free to leave me a comment down below. And I will get back to you as soon as I can. But as always, all of the shops that I'm using this week, if they're still open, are linked down below. If they're not still open, I'll let you know that as well. But they will all be listed in the description box. So jumping right on into the question, the first question was, how did you get started planning and what would you recommend to someone who wants to start? And I don't know if I've really talked about my planner journey on this channel, but originally, when I first started planning, I think I was in the 3rd grade when, schools were passing out weekly planners or daily planners to everybody. And even back then, I really liked using stickers in my planner. And I continued to use planners all the way through high school. And in high school, I was actually high school and college, I was primarily just using, pen and highlighter, no stickers, no anything like that. But then when I went to grad school, I wanted something to keep me on track, but also keep me motivated to continue using my planner. And I guess that's kind of how I got into decorative planning specifically, is I needed something that was going to keep me a bit on track and keep me engaged with my planner. So I think Scribble Prints Co. was one of the first planning channels I ever started watching. Scribble Prints Co. and ChristinaPlans, which I think Kirsten has changed her channel name to Kirsten Michelle. But then from there, I found Samantha Plans, who is now Samantha Plans and Reads, and Mandy Dreams, both of those channels. And I really fell in love with their planning styles. J. Crew Plans as well, love her videos. And I think it's been a while since I've seen a video come out from her, but I really do miss her videos coming out every week. Anyway, just a bunch of different planner channels, and they all had these beautiful spreads with all of these beautiful stickers. And it was just oh, this could be a creative outlet too. And it's going to be something that's going to keep me coming back to my planner because it's cute to look at. So really, I just needed something fun and cute. And that's kind of how I got into decorative planning. Now, as far as how to get into planning, and I'm going to come at this from the perspective of how do you get started into decorative planning? I would say try a couple of different layouts. And one of the easiest ways to do that, if you have access to a printer, is to try a couple different printable layouts. There are a lot of sellers on Etsy that will have a lot of different planner layouts, so that you don't have to buy an entire, planner setup. Getting into planner inserts that are 1 month and 1 insert is also a really good way to do that, so that you're not spending a ton of money on an entire year's worth of planner and kind of being stuck with that format, if that makes any sense. So I would actually recommend starting and looking at printables online. If you really like sticker planning, or you like the way that sticker planning looks, I would say don't splurge too much on stickers in the very beginning, because that can be kind of overwhelming. And I will admit that I was very guilty of this when I first started decorative planning. It was all of these shops were coming out with all of these super cute kits, and I just wanted all of them. And I was so excited for all of these cute sticker kits. And I know I've kind of blown all the way through my setup, but I'm just going to keep going because I really do want to finish answering this question. But anyway, I would say try a couple sticker kits from a couple of sticker shops. Scribble Prints Co. is a really good way to start, I feel like, because she has a lot of different designs and her stickers will fit, any planner that has 1.5 inch wide columns in it. But yeah, I feel like trying a smaller planner, whether it's a printable, an insert, and getting a couple of different kits and trying those out for a couple of different weeks and see what you like and what you don't like before investing a ton of money into a bunch of sticker kits. That can be really, really helpful. The other thing is, if you have someone in your life who is already a planner, they may have excess stickers to give out. I know, like, I've actually been thinking about maybe doing a giveaway. Let me know if you guys would be interested in like a sticker leftover giveaway in the comments below. I've been planning for so long, like, I don't use up an entire kit every time I do a spread. Obviously, there are so many stickers in these kits. If you have a planner friend who has extra stickers, maybe ask them to try a couple different styles as well. And that's a really easy way to get into it without spending a ton of money, because otherwise, like, I have stickers that I'm probably never going to use again. And, it is what it is. Anyway, so yeah, I would say try a couple layouts, see what works for you. Try a couple different kits, see what works for you. Don't spend a ton of money on all of the things all at once. If you really like the way that character stickers look, maybe try some character stickers from a couple of different shops, see what works for your planning style. There are a couple sticker shops that I really, really loved when I first started getting into stickers, but like the character stickers that I got from those shops were just way, way too big to be using in like a weekly planner spread. A good example is Viva Stationery, and this is just for my style of planning. Like, I really love using Viva Stationery stickers in my monthly spreads because rarely do I actually have enough space to include those character stickers in my weekly spreads. So, yeah, character stickers can be a lot of fun as well. But again, I try a couple shops, see what you like, see what you don't like, and then experiment from there. It's really all about trial and error and what works for you and your planning style and the needs of your life as well. When it comes to script stickers, I know that they look really cute and they look really nice, but one of the mistakes that I made when I first got into script stickers was buying too many sheets of the same sticker and then realizing that I didn't need that many all at once, or buying a particular script that I thought I was going to use a lot and then realizing that that doesn't actually work super well for my planning style. So yeah, it was just kind of again, it's a trial and error, right? So finding the sticker scripts or finding the things that you are writing down in your planner most often that you would like a script sticker for. Of all of the stickers, I would definitely say that those are non-essential. And honestly, on foil as well, like, I feel like foil is a nice to have. It's not a necessity, and it's definitely something that you can get into. And it's definitely something that you can spend a lot of money on very quickly because there are so many different foil options. So again, before you spend a whole lot of money on foil as like an adder to your kits, see what works well for you in terms of your planning style and what works well for your layout and for what your needs are. Really, it's all about experimentation and not becoming super invested. Sorry for the road noise. And not, becoming like super invested in, oh, I want to try all of these different sticker shops right at the very beginning, because absolutely for sure that is one of the mistakes that I made when I first started decorative planning. I did eventually figure out what worked for me, and I think that my planning style, at least up to this point, has been pretty consistent over the last couple of years especially. But at the very beginning, I was trying a lot of different things. And of course, in different seasons of life, certain things will work well for you or not work well for you. For example, I used to use water trackers in my planner a ton. And I think maybe in my 2023 planner, you guys have seen that I'm starting to get out of that phase. And I have not used a water tracker in my planner in like the last 2 years or so. Something like that. But my 2023 planner was really where I started phasing out the water trackers. When I was in grad school, I found that having a checklist every day was super helpful. But, now that I'm working a 9 to 5 and have been for years up to, at this point, having those like 5 heart checklists every single day, it's really not necessary. It actually would kind of mess with my planning style a bit, especially since I've kind of been mostly leaning on memory keeping spreads lately, just because things have been very, very busy. I've been tracking the things that I do on my notes app and then transferring those things into my planner. But still, having chronic illness, right? Like, it's still helpful for me to see what I have done in a day to kind of be like, oh, yeah, I overdid it. And in that way, it's still functional for me. But, it's not something where I'm, sitting down necessarily every morning or every evening and going, okay, these are the things that I need to do tomorrow. And these are the things that I did today. And, I'm not really a daily planner like that in this phase of life, if that makes sense. So find what works for you. Maybe do a couple like rewind spreads too. If you're like, I can remember a couple things that I did last week. Let me just try and experiment with some things. That can be a really good way to kind of get started and see what works and what doesn't, and how busy your days are, and what things you do want to mark and what things you don't want to mark. Sometimes I mark things in my planner because it makes me feel accomplished that I did the thing that I didn't want to do. And sometimes I mark things in my planner like what I ate in the day because it's fun, and food stickers are stinking cute. So it's all about experimentation and what works for you, and not investing too much on the front end until you figure out what you like and what works. So yeah, here is the entire spread in full. I can't believe I talked through that entire thing. That's everything I had left in the kit. If you have any questions about what I used, leave them in the comments below, and I will see you in my next one. Take care, everyone.